record it?
I just pressed record. Yeah.
I was like, I kind of want to have it.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Thank you so much, Lindsay. And with that intro, like that's kind of how I was and where I was at for quite a while before Summit. And it's funny that Summit was the thing that kind of got me going on this 100% thing because honestly, I went to Summit, and I've shared this with a few people, but I went with Summit having it in my brain that I honestly wasn't sure if I was still going to coach. When I left for Summit, I said to my husband, this might be the last thing I do as a coach. I really want to go. I want to be with my friends. I want to talk to them. And then Summit completely changed everything for me, which was really awesome. And that's how this all came about. So the 100% Club, that is what I call the challenge group that I'm building. And it's a challenge group for people who want to do a program at 100% to support those people in a way that I'm able to do because I've done it. And I'm still doing it. I'm almost done. So the program that I chose was 22-Minute Hardcore, and I wanted to preface this a little bit and talk to you about that because I was at Summit and I got it in my head, like, I want to do a program. And so I was like thinking Insanity, I was thinking Payo, I was thinking all these things, and 22-Minute Hardcore was not even on my radar. It was not one of the things I listed. I was talking it out on my Facebook page, like, oh, what should I do? I even had people voting. But it kept coming up because, I saw our upline, Liz Hartkey, doing it. She did it at 100%. And then at Summit, it was everywhere because they were doing the infomercial. And I was still kind of like, I don't really like Tony Horton. And then actually I was talking to Suzanne. I think you say her last name Dyken. I don't know if that's right or not. But I was talking to her at Super Saturday about, how I was choosing a program. And she does 22-Minute Hardcore, and she said to me, I really like how it's a great balance between resistance, strength training and cardio. And I was like, oh, because I've really gotten into muscle, like I like seeing tone in my body, which is funny because I was always about burning my fat. And so I was like, all right, I went home the next day and I pushed play on the free trial on demand, which is so great because you can try any program you want. So I'm like, I'll just try it. I was starting whatever program it was, still having no idea which program I was starting the next day. So I pushed play on this, and I still remember I was in the living room and my husband was sitting at his desk, and I just kept being like, honey, like, are you watching this? I'm like, look at the sweat, like falling off my body. Like, it was just every step of the program I loved. I fell in love with it. Got done the program, took a selfie, went into the other room, took a video, talked about it, bought the program, and I started it the next day because with On Demand you can do that, which is really cool. So I just flew into this program, and I was like, this is what I want to do. This is an amazing program, and I'm going to do it at 100%. And that's how I started. So what does 100% mean? It means no cheats at all, full nutrition, workout every day, Shakeology every day. In my case, no wine at all, no alcohol in 22-Minute Hardcore. So yeah, exactly. That's hard when you have a lot of situations where you could use a glass of wine. So tonight I just want to talk to you about what I'm doing, but also talk to you about why I think as a coach, it's very important to do this because, my journey started with the 21-day fix, but going through it, I can't think of one round that I did at 100%. And I still was gaining so much traction in my business, but I wasn't doing it at 100%. And I think I kind of thought I was, but looking back, I'm like, oh, you really weren't. And because I would miss days of Shakeology, I would have cheat days, all that. So why should you do it? I went through and I listed my top 5 reasons. So the first and foremost, is for yourself. This is literally the best thing you could do for yourself. Committing 100% to a program will help you find the strength you never knew you had, both physical and emotional. And a lot of it is emotional. For me, I've become stronger physically every day, but emotionally, it's just like through the roof. And I feel like this is really what's going to skyrocket me through the winter blues that I hit, because I definitely hit those blues. Number 2, for your business. This is amazing for your business. If you think you don't have a story, or if you do have a story and you just want to make it even better, this is your chance to do that. Number 3, to inspire and help others. There are not many people that go into a program thinking that they are capable of doing it at 100%, and you need to let those people see that it's possible. But at the same time, you don't want them to know or think that it's easy, because it's not. It's 100% not easy to do, and you have to share that. You want to share your struggles and also let them know how you're able to persevere through those struggles. And that's really important. You want to share that anyone can do it, because honestly, I 100% believe after doing this, especially me, stay-at-home mom, my son has autism. I mean, I've got every little thing you can possibly imagine on my plate, and I'm able to do this still. And I honestly and truly believe that if you really put your mind to it, that anyone can do it. And you want people to see your story, listen to it, and you want those people to care about what you're doing when you're sharing your story. Because as Gary Vee was saying at Summit, you can have all the followers in the world, and if they don't care about what you're talking about, it doesn't matter. You need followers that care about what you're doing. Number 4, sorry, I'm just catching up on myself. Number 4, momentum and attention. To run this business, you need the attention of others. I just said that. They need to care about what you're doing. There is nothing to get you going in your business and to allow you to truly understand what this business is about, other than putting yourself in your challenger's shoes. As a coach, you're going to ask your challengers to do their programs. And honestly, as a coach going in, I was like, anytime someone would say to me, oh, can I have a cheat this, cheat that? I was like, what do you mean cheat? Like, you're doing this program 100%, like, even though I hadn't, but it was just like, oh, well, that's how you're going to get to it. But I didn't apply that to myself. So now that I'm applying it to myself, I'm able to see that and experience it, and I can share that with them. If you haven't done a program at 100%, and it doesn't even matter if you're doing the same program as them, it's just that philosophy of giving it everything you've got. If you've done that, you can share that with them honestly. The ways that I do that, because you're not always going to be sharing in the moment. You're going to be sharing in the future. So you keep a journal. I keep a video journal. You can watch it every day on my page, so that you remember how this felt. Because honestly, it's almost like anyone who's had a baby, you forget the pain after it goes away. And it's true. Like, I'm sitting here now and I'm like, I don't remember when I could easily do cardio 1. But that first day that I did cardio 1, as much as I loved it, it hurt every piece of my body to do. But I wrote down stuff about it, and I took pictures, and I did a video to chronicle what I was doing. And so that will bring back those memories for me. And those are going to come up when you're forming with people and when you're coaching them. And they're going to push you ahead of the crowd, because you're going to be able to offer your challengers a coach that's true and genuine, and someone who really knows where they're at and understands them. So number 5, reason to do this is results and content. People are used to being disappointed, and sometimes they're even waiting for you to fail, which sounds awful, but they are. They're watching you and they're like, all right, well, she's doing this program, but eventually she's going to fall off the wagon, and that's going to give me a reason not to do this program. And you don't want to give them that. If you're a Beachbody coach like me and you've grown to love Beachbody, then you truly believe that these products work. So by doing 100% of a program, you know that you're going to get these results. And there's not going to be that, and I've always had that feeling like, none of my challengers are giving me before and after pictures, but you're not going to need those, because you're not only going to have your before and after pictures, which are going to be amazing because you did the program at 100%, but you're going to be able to share them, all the knowledge you have to go with them, all the pieces that you're collecting to go with them. And you're going to be able to tell a story. And they said this at Summit, you want to tell a story where you've already figured out the solution. So you're going to be able to tell your story and what happened to you, and even show them how you're continuing to live your life after completing the program. So I've talked about Summit a lot, and that 100% inspired me to do this program. And it showed me that, I think for a while I was waiting around for my business to just like take off. I'm like, oh, I'm doing this program. I lost weight, so everybody else is going to want to do it with me. Well, there are 400,000 other coaches out there who are doing similar things. So you have to make it happen yourself. And my business, when I went to Summit, was at like a stale point. And this really, seeing this and seeing other people do this, it showed me why. Because when did my business take off? It took off when I was doing the 21-day fix. But then at Summit, I wasn't really doing anything. So what did I have to offer my customers? They didn't see me doing anything. They might have seen me gaining weight, losing weight, going up and down, maintaining, but they weren't really seeing me use the products as much because I wasn't. And I needed to add something not only new to my business, but I needed to add something to myself because my business was failing because I was failing. I was having terrible issues with just like feeling like a coach or feeling like I could inspire people. And I didn't think there was really anything I could do, but we have all these tools right in front of us, like all these different programs. And I think it's really important, like you guys heard, I jumped like into this program because it was amazing for me. So it's important to find a program that inspires you like that. I think it was in the challenge group today, someone was talking about how one of the workouts was boring for them. Like literally no program in 22-minute hardcore bores me. Every single day I'm like, oh, I have to do that one, and then you get done and you feel so great, I talk to myself a lot and I push myself through it and it just keeps me going. So you want to find a program that does that for you. I needed the push and I needed to expand the bounds of my story and do something different than I was doing because what I was doing wasn't working and I could see it and I literally just wanted to quit. But I'm glad I didn't because even my husband now will kind of look at me and say, wow, like you've changed so much. And I thought that my first journey, my 21-day fix journey was like it. That was my story and that was what was going to inspire everyone forever. And this half of my story has been tenfold, so much better. It's just been amazing because I really have stuck to the program and proved that it's working. Yes, our story is always evolving. And I'll read those comments after. I'm so bad at looking down in the comments. So my point of that is that you can never be afraid to reevaluate you and your story. And you can literally rewrite your story at any time and make yourself feel alive again, because I honestly didn't think that until I did this. So the next question you would want to ask is, when should you do it, right? You've got to pick a good time. But the problem is that there is not a good time. So now is the best time to do it because, guys, like every single month, something's going to come up. You've got a holiday every month, or you've got a cookout, or you've got a family event. Like there's just things every month. You can't get away from it. And even looking at my next program that I'm going to do, I'm like, man, it's going to be Thanksgiving and there's going to be Christmas. And even after doing a program 100%, I'm like, maybe I'll take a few months off. Like things happen like that and you just have to do it. So if you're waiting to start, just forget about waiting and just put yourself out there and do it. During this program, I had my son's birthday. We had several celebrations for his birthday. We just went to the Big E where I found healthy foods and blogged about them. We had the autism walk coming up this weekend. We've had cookouts and I did not cheat once. And that was so empowering. Like it wasn't even like I can't eat this or I have to do that. I was just like, I don't want to. I had and that didn't come right away. Obviously, that you grow into that. I think I'm on day 45 today. So you grow into it, and my husband would be at the Big E and he's like, oh, don't you want to try this? And I'm like, no, I don't. And that comes with that. The strength and the emotional power comes with that. But the coolest part was that people started seeing me more seriously. They started taking me more seriously as a coach, and they started taking what I was doing more seriously. And they started to understand that I'm not on a diet. And you can say that until you're blue in the face, but people are like, oh, you're just putting a spin on it. But I'm not. I'm choosing every single day my health. and to get better and to fuel my body with the right things. And people are starting to see that. And I've even had people call me before a cookout and say, hey, what can I cook? What can I have at that cookout for you that you'll be able to eat? Which is so cool. You know, I had this one girl cook me and she's like, and I cut them into 4-ounce pieces. It was chicken, and like, she was so super sweet, you know, and it was just really cool. And the other thing that will happen is people will start to ask questions. They will start to ask you questions. And in this business, questions are amazing. You want people asking questions. You want people interested in what you're doing, because those people will turn into customers and challengers and maybe even coaches on your team. So just to go into how I did it, you can lose weight in so many ways. And I literally had to ask myself, how can I stand out? What can I do to be different? I ran into a girl at a fair the other day that I was just there for autism, and she lost an amazing amount of weight with a different program than us, doing a different program. And I kind of like thought about that. And I was like, you know, how, as a Beachbody coach, you know, we both found a program, we both lost weight. How do I stand out compared to her? And I did it in my own way, which I'm going to share, but you will do it in your own way, and you'll find your path and you'll find your way to stand out against the crowd that you are in. For me, I took daily pictures, a lot of them, more than I was even comfortable with. Everything I did, I just took a picture of. But I didn't always share them every single day. You don't have to share every single picture you take. People will be like, you know, I heard someone talking about another Beachbody coach the other day, and I don't even know who they are, but they were just like, oh, I blocked her because she posts too much, you know? So you don't want to become like crazy to someone, but you want to share what's important. But you want to take that information to save for later, and I'll talk about that too. So how did I start? I weighed in, I took my pictures, I measured, and then I forgot about it. Because for me, a weakness of mine in a strength building program like Hammer and Chisel I tried, I started to see my weight go up. And then I was like, no, I don't want that to happen. And so I'd start playing with the diet, or I'd start, you know, trying to run more and add in things to the program because I wanted my weight to go down. So this time I'm in here and I have no idea what I weigh. I've done the inches, and I've shared my pictures and my inches from my halfway, but I have not shared my weight. My husband took it halfway through. He wrote it down. I made him write it down 3 times. We took 3 different weights on a card, exactly as I would do it, sealed it up and locked it in a locked closet so that I can't get to it, because for me, that was my weakness. So you really want to evaluate where you're weak, where you're strong, and what will get you through the program. You might be able to weigh yourself with no problem. But for me, that was just an emotional thing that I had to detach from. And it's been kind of cool because, like, I was thinking about it today in the car, and I was like, well, what will I be happy if my weight is this or that? But for me, it's really those before and after pictures that work now. I don't really care how much I weigh, which is really cool. I can't wait to see the before and after pictures because my mommy tummy is going away, which is really fun. I record myself working out almost every single day, even when I'm not going to share it. And this is important. Like, I don't always like what I look like when I work out, especially when I was bigger, or my stomach was hanging out, or things that I'm self-conscious about. But the thing is as you go in to the process and you get further into it, you're going to lose that weight and you're going to want those videos. So you take them and you store them. You document everything, and I organize everything. So what I do is, you know, I take the pictures, I take the video, and then I have a little drive. I wish I had it to show you guys. It's just a little external hard drive, and I keep everything on there because if something happened to my computer, I would cry. And so I have all my videos, all my pictures, and I have them organized by week 1 through week 9. And even within the weeks, I have the days because I'm super organized like that, which I'm not usually organized at all. But with this, I was extremely organized. Tell people why you're doing things so they understand your methods. Don't just assume that they know what you're doing. So I explained to everybody why I wasn't weighing myself. I made it really clear so they didn't think that I was just being a weirdo. And give them value every single day. Some days I'll share just a selfie. Some days I'll share what I'm cooking. I'm starting to try and do more live videos. I got myself a little piece for my tripod so that I can take better pictures. So just really giving them value instead of just spitting a bunch of information at them. Because the thing is that you're doing this, you're putting the work into it. It is hard work, and you don't want to waste a moment of that work because you want to make every moment valuable. Yesterday I forgot to do my video journal, and I was like really crushed because I was like, oh my gosh, like I got this far and I forgot to do it. It was a very hard day emotionally. My husband had some stuff going on with his family, and I was posting all day. I even posted what I ate for dinner, and I did not do my video. But I was honest this morning. I thought, I could make a video and post it later, but I didn't. I was 100% honest, and I just said, guys, I didn't post my video. So I promised that I would give an extra one today. And I wanted to share with you what I would do differently, because I think this is important, especially since you're at that point where you could do these things. I would definitely take full body shots daily of myself, because I think that would be so cool to stand in the same place and see the changes. So that's one thing I definitely will do when I do another program. I would record a message to myself on day one, like record something on day one that I could respond to on the last day and kind of hear from myself. They do that on Biggest Loser, and I just think it's so cool. And then I would understand the program better before I started, because I did not know that the program was 9 weeks. I thought it was an 8-week program, and then I had to squeeze in week 9 and shimmy it in, but I've been able to do it. So finally, I just want to, before I take questions, talk about how it has affected me as a coach and has affected my business, because that's obviously what you guys all really care about. You want to know, everybody loves to hear my story, but it really does change your business. I'm forming daily. I'm talking to people because I feel confident now to be able to do that. I don't feel as salesy. I don't feel like I'm selling, and I think that's come with the growth both from Summit and from this. I'm feeling just more genuine. I'm being 100% genuine with people. I'm contacting people not to sell them something, but just to talk to them about things. And when people contact me, I'm not kind of doing that, oh my gosh, I gotta get them a challenge pack, like I was in the beginning, because that's kind of how I started out. And I feel more confident as a coach now. More people are contacting me to talk to me about what I'm doing. They're following me, they're touching base with me, and they maybe not even, I've been very open on my page with, contact me if you want to start a program, or if you don't. I just want to talk to people about what they're doing and how they can better their lives. And I'm able to share content with little effort. I have so much stuff available to me, and I have it so organized that I'm just able to, I come up with a post, and I go and I find a picture that fits, and there seems to be always something there, which is awesome. And then I am personally in the rebuilding stage, as you guys heard me say. I was at a point where I just wasn't really planning on continuing with the business. I think in my own head, I hadn't come to that decision, but I think my actions were pushing me forward to that decision. And so my business was just going down in a down slope. And so, even though, it's kind of like a fitness journey. When you start your journey and you don't know if you're losing weight and you don't know what's going, but if you stop, then you're not going to keep losing that weight. So, I'm going through this and I'm like, wow, I'm forming with a lot of people. I'm doing a lot of things. I'm not quite hitting success club, but I'm talking to so many people that I know how it works, and I know that that's going to build up, and at some point the ball is going to start rolling. So I just keep pushing forward, and that's kind of what you need to do. You just need to keep pushing forward and keep having the belief that things will come and things will happen, and that just knowing, having that base knowledge that nothing is going to keep happening and nothing will change if you don't put forth that energy and that work. So I'm going to look in the feed real quick. Hopefully I covered everything well, thank you guys talk so much. Okay. I was scared of this program. I did not want to do it at all. Do I have you guys muted? Or are you just all muted? I can't hear anyone. I was super scared of this program I honestly, I'm a military spouse, and I thought that it was going to be cheesy. I thought that they were going to kind of be poking fun at military, and I wasn't really excited about it. I told Heather that had no interest in doing it, and Heather would tell me all the time, like, you should really do this. And I'm like, A, Tony Horton annoys me, and B, I'm just not that into it, you know. And honestly, it's the best thing I've ever done for myself. When we start this 15 days.
I think we were kind of just chatting a lot.
Oh, okay. Is there any questions? Oh, I won't read them all. You guys are so cute. Yeah,
I think probably a couple things that like kind of like jumped out at me that you said. The first thing, the word empowerment, how you feel empowered in these situations now with food, you know, with knowing that you can kind of what you can accomplish because you pushed yourself. And the fact that you crossed that line from it being a fight, kind of like, oh my gosh, this is so hard, I want to eat that or drink that wine, to like now it's less challenging because you've made it a habit for yourself, because now that you're 40 whatever days in, like, is amazing. And that also is going to go into your business too, because if you can accomplish this, like, you can kind of take on anything. You have that confidence.
It's crazy because that's exactly what I was thinking the other day. Like, you know, you go at things so hard and you don't really think about how it applies back to the business. And there's so many things that I've done lately. Like the other day, I mean, I was at $480 in fundraising for my son's Autism Speaks fundraiser. I was crushed. I was like, oh, it's because I'm doing this program. It's because I'm coaching. And I was really hard on myself. And in 2 days, I doubled that amount of money. I put the effort in. And then I sat back and I thought, well, if I can do that in 2 days, you know, like, let's go hit Success Club. Let's go, you know, do these things. So, you know, 100% club for me is like something to give you that strength, to give you the tools, to give you even just having the materials to share. It gives you so much. And I just think it's amazing. And honestly, if any of you guys want to be in the challenge group that I'm going to be hosting, let me know, because what my plans are for the challenge group are to not only help people stick to it 100%, share what I've done, motivate people to do it, but also on the other side of things, one of the things that got me motivated to do this was when I went to Summit, I told my story to the infomercial people and kind of started going through the process of being in a Beachbody infomercial and realizing, like, you can submit your results. You can win $500 in a day. You can do all these things. And, you know, knowing what it takes, I've kind of gone through the process and knowing what it takes and the things that they want you to have and the materials. I mean, they want you to have a lot of information. So I'm going to share that in there as well so that people can be motivated by that as well. Because even the free t-shirt is awesome. I got my free t-shirt the other day and I was like, yay.
No, I would actually love that. I would love to be a part of that, Holly, because I'm doing this 21-day, like the self-care group, which is, it's looking like it's going to be mostly a free group for people that want to try out yoga retreat. But for myself, like, I feel like I need something like that where I want to recommit like fully. I have a 3-day refresh coming up that I am ridiculously scared about. Like, I've never done a refresh and I'm scared. Like, nutrition is the hardest thing for me. And I need to reset. I need to get back to the containers. Like, I don't quite know yet exactly what I want to commit to program wise. I'm excited for Core to Force to come out in November, but before then, like, I need to do something. Or is it October? I don't even know now. But the other thing you said too that I loved is all the content that you have. That it's not forced. Like, when you're not fully committed, it's like, oh, like a post right now.
I remember sitting around and thinking, you know, none of my challengers are sharing their before and after pictures with me. Like, they're getting all these great results, but I don't have any material. And now it's like, I'm producing the material. And I mean, even if I'm showing like, oh, I look like this at week 1 and I look like this at week 4, like, you have these things. I mean, halfway through my program, I was able to show a transformation, and it was so much bigger than I ever imagined because I was doing it 100%. If I took a bunch of cheat days and I took some time off and I don't think my results would even be close. I mean, the changes I'm seeing in my body, I've never seen in my
Like
life.
shape changes. This isn't like weight changes. This is like your shape is
It
changing.
is. Well, and it's like right now I'm wearing a pair of pants that I haven't worn since my honeymoon, like 6 years ago. I put them on today and I was like dancing around and my husband's like, I don't know that those are still in style, sweetie. And I was like, I don't care. I'm going to wear them all day. And I did, just like feeling young again. I mean, someone the other day told me that I looked like younger than I have looked before. And I was like, thank you. Because I'm going to be 35, and it's just, it's an amazing feeling. Not that 35 is old if anybody's older than me, but like, it's just such a cool feeling. I'm inspired to, take care of myself, to wear nice things instead of just running around in my t-shirt and jeans or not wearing makeup or, like things that I was just like, I kind of let myself go. So I'll just let that go too, like just a whole mindset change. And when you have that mindset change, people will see that. And that's what inspires them. And really,
I love, Holly, that you do that, because Lauren just commented in the chat section for you about how she went to your page to look at what you're doing. And it's so true. I agree with her that, and there are coaches that do this. I haven't been one of them, but I need to. Cindy's doing this now with Ultimate Reset as well. Is starting from the beginning, day one, accountability posts, like day 2, day 3, going all the way through to 60 days. When you see 36 out of 60 or 45 out of 60, like, that's like, dang, like they really have them posting this every single day. If they can push through and do this and hold themselves accountable and trust the process, then maybe I can too,
It's almost like having a live challenge group. I kind of pretend that people are doing it along with me. And I was thinking about the other day,
love that.
Doing
I love that. That's so true.
I was thinking about doing like a live on demand, like what's the workout of the day, and people can join that for free. People can join along and that could motivate them to get moving. Maybe they're too shy to reach out to you yet, but they may be able to look at doing something more like that. I mean, I think on demand is the future for us. I mean, 21 Day Fix Extreme is free on there now. What is the other one that came out the other day? I forgot.
Well, I know Hammer and Chisel's on there. Yeah, 21 Day Fix Extreme, T25. I mean, a ton of stuff is on there.
Being on there is insane.
I know.
I was about that. I did T25 all through Summit. It's just so cool what's on there and what we can offer people. And even just, I share constantly that people can try the free trial of 22-minute hardcore on there, because that's what got me started. And I talk to people about, just doing the 30-day trial. I mean, so many people have Netflix, and now with the annual membership, you can literally get the on demand for the same price as Netflix. It's like,
oh yeah, I've been calling it the Netflix of fitness for people. We did a free info group for it. That's what this, my retreat thing is all about, but we have to do the work and ask. We can't just expect people to come to us. And I love what you said about kind of, it's like a virtual challenge group. Like even just once a day, if you're considering it that, like post your fitness, like post your workout, and, let that hold you accountable too. I like that. I'd never thought of it that way.
I like to post when it's hard and when it's not, because if people see you doing it and it looks like only you can do it, they're not feel like they can do it. Allowing people to know that like it's not easy, but that it's important, really crucial, because people will be like, all right, well, I'm worth that. And I share that a lot. I share a lot of posts that are kind of like empowering for people too, and try to like let them know, like, I didn't think I could do this in the beginning either, and it's like amazing that I'm doing it.
Does anyone else have any other questions too? Because I know we're gonna have to hop off in a minute because I have another call. But does anyone else have any questions, or is this like inspiring anyone to like do this and commit to something, or I don't know? What's everyone else's thoughts?
You're so quiet. It's a scary thing. I mean, honestly, I don't know what I thought in the beginning. Like, I was scared to do it. Even going in, like, I think I remember the day before telling my husband, like, oh my gosh, like, Jacob's birthday, the Big E, the autism walk. What am I going to do? Like, what am I going to do? Am I going to take a day off? And he's like, no, you said you were going to do it. So you got to do it, you know? And I did, you know, and I
You're doing awesome. You're doing so awesome.
It feels good. You got to give yourself those good feels.
Oh, I meant to say this too to you, Holly, because you mentioned about the business and all the conversations you're having. Like, the thing about this business that I think people get frustrated by, but they need to understand, is that there's like a 60 to 90 day lag. Like, if you ever stop and like hold back your moment, like if you stop and you stop talking to people, you stop forming, when you start up again, you can't expect it to just like happen. Like, there's like a 60 to 90 day lag, because this is a very emotional thing for people to join you on a fitness journey, because they're scared and they think they might fail, or they'll come up with excuses or objections and all these things. So it takes time. And I think a lot of coaches, the problem is they get to that point where they're like, I'm talking to so many people, why isn't it happening for me? Forget it. I'm not, forget it. I'm done. And instead of pushing through and continuing in those times when it's hardest, and to keep going, and then that's when things start to turn and happen.
Well, that's where equating it, like putting it on the same level as my fitness journey has helped me, because I have those moments when I feel like that. I'm like, you know, like I'm doing this.
All do. Yes.
But then I think the same way I do with my fitness journey. Like, if you stop eating clean and extra, like putting in the 100%, then you're not going to keep losing weight. So you're not going to hit your goal. You may even gain weight. Like for me, when I gained back some weight from my 21-day fixed journey, I was working out every day. I was drinking Shakeology every day, but my nutrition was awful. You know, I'm like, oh yeah, I can eat this. And I'm like making up little recipes that I think are healthy. Like, and I knew they weren't, you know, I knew exactly what I was doing. And then I was like, oh, wow, I gained weight. Like, oh, shocker, you know? So if you stop doing those vital things, the personal development that's forming with people, things will go down. They're not going to go up. So you just have to keep trying. And honestly, forming for me, I'm just talking to people. You know, these are people that I want to talk to anyways. And it's developing these social skills. So really, I can't do anything but help you, both in your business and in your social life. Because before Beachbody, I don't even know if I could name 5 close friends on my hand, you know, and now like I get to talk to you guys all the time, and like being social has always been a really big issue for me, and I'm able to do that. So you're just developing yourself even more in so many ways, and it's going to benefit your business. So I'm excited because I think eventually you guys are going to see the product of the product. So
I'm excited. Holly, this was so helpful. Thank you so much. And I'm excited to see your total transformation. And also, I just know you're at this tipping point now with your business too. And it's all going to come together for you again, and even more powerful and strong this time, because you found your voice, you found your thing, you found your place in this business. And it's been like incredible to watch, and I'm just so happy for you.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, everybody, for coming on the call. And would you mind, Holly, just sending me like those 5 bullet points? Because I want to put them with the recap with the video, just to kind of let people know kind of just the high points, because I think that'll really encourage them to watch the rest of the video, because those are really powerful.
I have all of it written out, so I can send you that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Holly.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.